Hello and welcome to the GOS case study. So I can't wait to show you the process of how my agency works and tell you a little bit about myself. So without further ado, let's get straight into the case study. So a little bit about me. My name is Nigel Guile. I am 21 years old and I have a passion for digital marketing. I'm based out of Alberta, Canada, currently working towards a business degree at MacEwan University, of course, majoring in marketing. I started this agency with the intent to scale purpose-driven brands that are trying to do good and help people. A little bit about the agency. It's just myself. I operate as the managing director, handling all of the clients, hopping on bi-weekly calls with clients, and acquiring new clients, while my chief marketing officer, Raheel, actually runs all the campaigns and performs on Google better than anyone else. So we operate with a people-first approach. We value transparency. We make your company a priority. We maintain a high level of respect for our team and clients, and we also drive results through market testing. Google Ads is all we do. So there's two types of agencies in this world. The first one being the jack of all trades. So they'll do anything you ask and some things you don't ask. And then there's the second type, which is the digital assassins, us, the specialists. Digital assassins who made a choice to focus on one thing and be the best at it. There's nothing wrong with the first type, jack of all trades, if you need your lawn mowed. A little bit about our culture. So we would be a great fit to work with each other if you always strive for efficiency and are analytically driven. You also understand that a business partnership is meant for the long term, where growth compounds over time. You also don't have any trust issues and understand the concept of letting an expert do their craft. You don't interfere with our methods, team, or processes. So you can kind of just put us on the back burner and watch the results rake in. I know you're jaded, and I know you've seen a lot of case studies just like this one, which is why I want to offer value up front. So if you stick around until the end of this video, I will actually send you our step-by-step Google Ads checklist that we use every single day. So this checklist will show you the tasks that you need to be performing every 72 hours, every week, every month, and every 90 days. These are easy hacks that you can implement that will improve your ad results immediately. So let me show you what this checklist actually looks like. So as you can see here, you'll see all the tasks that need to be completed every 72 hours, every week, every month, and every 90 days, as well as you'll have optimization notes that you can keep track of for each task. So you'll see the keyword search review, what you need to do for that, ad review, quality score, bid optimizations, conversion action checks, location targeting, campaign goal settings, quality control, and we'll see the recommendations tab as well. And this is for search campaigns as well. If you're running shopping campaigns, you'll also get this checklist here, which is going over roughly similar tasks, and you'll see every 72 hours, every week, every month, and every 90 days of when you need to complete those tasks, as well as the optimization notes. So you can see why I exist. You see why Google ad agencies exist, because it's so comprehensive and so thorough to actually get proper results with Google. You need someone to be doing these checks every 72 hours, every week, every month, every 90 days. It's a position that needs to be filled in your company, whether that being an in-house person or an agency like us. Times are changing, and you'll get bullied around by your competitors if you're not advertising online, or even worse, still spending money on traditional media. Similarly, I like to use when someone's not advertising on Google is you're basically closing the door on hundreds, if not thousands, of potential customers and letting your competitors give out free samples. Your competitors are using Google and they're probably bidding on your company name. So for example, we work with a cereal company, and before we started working with them, their competitors were actually bidding on their brand name, their cereal name. Take a look at that. Search up your company on Google and see if there's any competitors advertising and using your keywords to steal customers away from you. Unfortunately, it's just the reality of the online world these days. That's a strategy we even use, is bid on competitors to steal customers. It's as simple as that. So I want to sketch out an example of how much money is wasted on traditional media. So let's take the average CPM of a billboard, which is $6 to $7. CPM meaning cost per 1,000 impressions. So how much does it cost for 1,000 people to actually see the billboard? And this is very similar to Google as well. The average CPM for any brand is around $6 to $7. So we're paying $6 to $7 for 1,000 people to see our ad or our billboard. Now, the problem with billboard ads is that only 2 to 10% of people that are actually seeing our billboard are valid leads that are willing to buy our product, right? A billboard on the side of the road doesn't have any advanced targeting that it can do. It's just targeting people that are driving past the billboard. Could be your grandma, could be a 6-year-old kid in the backseat of a car, right? We're not actually targeting the people that we want to target. So with that being 2 to 10% of people seeing the billboard are only valid leads, that actually leads our CPM for a billboard to be around $60 to $300. So it'll cost us $60 to $300 for us to reach 1,000 qualified leads for a billboard. With Google, it's still the same $6 to $7 because we can initially target the people that we want. So we can do it in a specific area. What are their interests? What's their household income? What's their gender? And the list goes on, right? So we can get super, super advanced with the new age digital advertising. Traditional media, you might as well set your advertising budget on fire. But throwing money into Google or Facebook is simply not enough these days. You need a heavy hitter in your corner that'll multiply that money for you. So you can't simply, search up a guide on YouTube, how to run a Google marketing campaign and pray that it works. You need someone that has 6+ years of expertise, like me and my team do combined, and actual quantifiable results that we've done in the past to similar niches in the e-commerce space. So you need someone that knows what they're doing, as simple as that. Now, I really cannot emphasize how important it is that not only do you advertise online, but you do it better than anyone else. So how do we actually do that? This will be the biggest source of ROI for you that you will ever get, and that's being full stop. I'm not being dramatic. Let me prove it to you. Let's compare advertising on Google to investing with Ray Dalio's hedge fund, BridgeWater Associates. Now, if you don't know who Ray Dalio is, he's probably the most successful hedge fund manager in the entire world. Now, you need just over $5 billion worth of assets for him to even consider working with you. Now, take that in, $5 billion, right? So let's see what kind of returns Ray Dalio is bringing these $5 billion asset billionaires, right? So his average yearly return on a 20-year slope is 11.5%. So if you invest $100,000 with him, he'll be bringing you back around $11,500 each year. So like I just said, $100,000 in a year, 11.5 grand returns roughly. This is an example of a monthly return for one of our e-commerce clients. So as you can see, it's for the month of December 2022. And we spent just under $12,000 for this client in the paid search category. We got him just over 3,000 conversions, and we brought home just under $565,000. So this was almost a 48x return with 4,760% return on ad spend. So you can see the most competitive investment banker in the world brings home way less revenue than we can with Google Ads. To go a step further, we have a guarantee that you will make money on the ads. If we don't bring you at least a 2x return on investment over a 30-day slope, we do not get paid. Meaning if we don't double your ad spend every 30 days of our partnership, we don't get paid a single cent. So how it works is we are on a performance-only pay model, which can be very beneficial to us and it alleviates a lot of risk from you at the start. So say we are investing $1,000 into Google Ads our first month. We have to make you $2,000 first before we start taking a percentage of sales after that $2,000. So we want to alleviate as much risk from you as possible and get amazing performance payment at the end of the 30 days if we perform really well for your brand. The reason we implemented this guarantee is that we literally want there to be zero downside for you as our client. The reason we implemented this guarantee is that we literally want there to be zero downside for you as a client. So you're not paying us $2,000 management fee upfront like most other agencies and just hope for the best that we get you results, right? No, we have to get you results first. We have to double your initial investment first before we actually get paid. So it's a win-win situation. So let me go over the 3 key steps you need to implement in your business to win this year with online advertising. So here's a 3-step process. Step number 1 is testing and optimizing. And let me show you what that exactly looks like. Testing and optimizing a Google Ads campaign is crucial to achieving the best results possible for your business. You need to stay ahead of your competition with maximizing your return on investment. So you need someone, a heavy hitter in your corner, whether that be an in-house person or an agency. You need someone dedicated to Google. You can't dip your toe in for a couple weeks and hope that it works. This needs to be a serious thing. You need to give Google at least 90 days to test and optimize all business strategies on the platform. If you're thinking of advertising for 3 weeks or 5 weeks or 2 months, it needs to be 90 days. You need a dedicated team of professionals tracking every single metric on a daily basis to drive the best results. So at the end of this video, you will receive the checklist that our team uses every single day. The second point I have here is reel in your messaging. So I'll go over what that exactly looks like for your brand. Simply put, it's the importance of your ad copy. So your return on investment. I'll demonstrate in the next slide, but the quality of your copy directly affects the click-through rate of your ad. This has massive implications on the back end in terms of return on investment. The keywords that you implement into the campaign need to be directly expressed through ad copy, and I'll go over what this exactly means. It directly affects your brand. Quite frankly, most e-commerce companies are so sloppy when it comes to keyword relevance in their ad copy. And this determines whether you're ranking at the top of the page, ahead of all your competitors, or you're right at the bottom and you might as well not even use Google Ads. So what determines all of this is your Google quality score. So it'll go over historical performance that you've had on Google, if your keywords are relevant in your ad copy. So I'll give you an example. Say someone is advertising scuba diving gear equipment and someone's looking for scuba diving equipment. They click on that ad, but it takes them to a barbecue restaurant in Texas. So their quality score is going to be so low, and that ad isn't going to rank at the top of page because it actually has nothing to do with their ad copy. So that search term needs to be directly in your ad copy. And this will affect the ad relevancy, the click-through rate of your ads. So who's actually clicking on your ad relative to how many people are seeing it. And your landing page or website needs to be uniform with the copy as well. So everything needs to be keyword branded, everything needs to be concise, and everything needs to be coordinated properly in order to see success with Google Ads. So let me show you how good copy affects your return on investment. So we'll take okay copy, which is copy that you'd be able to generate, or expert copy that my team and I will be able to generate for your brand. So let's take the CPM. So remember the cost per 1,000 impressions for okay copy and expert copy. Let's say it's 1 cent per person, either or. So it doesn't matter if you have the world's worst copy or the world's best copy. It's going to cost you 1 cent to reach one person, which is $10 for the 1,000. Let's say our conversion rate across the board is 2%. So 1 in 50 people actually purchase our products. Now you can start to see with the okay copy, the click-through rate is 1%. So 1 in every 100 people will actually click on our ads that see it. With expert copy, let's say our click-through rate is around 1.5%. So 1 in 66 people click on our ads with expert copy. Now you can see our cost per click being affected because of the click-through rate. So if we take 1 cent and we times that by 100, so 100 people that view our ad will click on it, that gives us a cost per click of $1. Whereas with expert copy, our cost per click is actually 66 cents because 1 in every 66 people click, rather than okay copy, only 1 in every 100 people are clicking. So at the very bottom there, you can see CPA, cost per acquisition. How much does it cost us for someone to actually buy our products from our ads? So with okay copy, the cost per acquisition is $1. So cost per click of $1 times 50. So 1 in every 50 people purchase. So that leaves us with a CPA of $50. So it'll cost us $50 for someone to purchase our products from running an ad. With expert copy, you can see our cost per acquisition is drastically reduced. So it's 66 cents cost per click with expert copy, times that by 50, so 1 in every 50 people purchase, and that equals a $33 cost per acquisition. So a $33 CPA versus $50 CPA, that means you net 33% more just by having your ad copy written by real experts. Multiply that by 1,000, even 10,000 orders a month, and you're literally keeping an extra 17,000 to 170,000 a month in your pocket every single month just by improving your ad copy. So you can see how much money that will save you over the long term. So we've locked in steps 1 and 2. Now step 3 is the hardest to implement, and that being predictably produce positive returns on cold audiences. This isn't something I can't teach or comment on because it's a case-by-case basis. And quite frankly, there's a handful of agencies on earth that can actually do this. Which brings us near the end of the video, which is an invitation to you. Book in a strategy session with us to explore the possibility of us running your ads for you. So here's what the call actually is. It's a conversation, simply put. We're not here to sell you. This call is a casual conversation for us to assess whether we'd like to accept you as a client and figure out logistics. We will actually provide value upfront on this call as well. So in preparation to the call, the GOS team will draft a tailored strategy report specifically for your business. So we'll be doing a Google audit on your brand, a website audit on your brand. So bringing you immense value upfront in our first initial meeting. And this call will be on Zoom. A unique link will be sent to your email to join the call. Pretty simple, half-an-hour call, and you will learn a lot more about your business than you already do. Please do not book a call if you're making less than $5,000 a month. If your business is pulling in less than $5,000 a month profit, not revenue, then we simply won't be able to help you at your current scale. Secondly, please don't book if you're not serious. Don't book unless taking your business to the next level is something you're not seriously considering. So let me go over how we work as an agency. Our philosophy, as you can tell, our focus as an agency is on client results. That's what we care about. And if you're accepted to work with us, your ads will be up within 10 days because of our slick onboarding procedure. I run the most meticulous agency on earth, and everything is streamlined and efficient. So the first 10 days of the onboarding procedure, that's it. Once it's done, it's done. No going back and forth on passwords like other agencies, or hey, we forgot to place a conversion tag on this website. Can you give us access again? None of that. So once the 10 days is up and the campaigns are on, you can sit back, relax, and watch the profits roll in. We literally only offer one monthly service, which is why we're so good at it. Google Ad Management. That's it. It's full scope as a service, meaning once you're onboarding, there's no additional work on your side. As an agency, we love to over communicate. And what I mean by that is on Mondays, we send our clients a personalized video going over the campaign's results from the week prior. On Tuesdays, we send a detailed report from the week prior, and I'll go over what that report looks like. Thursdays, we send a quick written update on how the current week has performed. And finally, we have bi-weekly meetings to discuss the next steps we can take to grow your business. So let me show you what that reporting looks like every single Tuesday. Here is a sample weekly report that you could expect us to send you every single Tuesday. So you'll see all the key metrics here, how much was spent, how much was made, and what your net profit is for every single week of the month. You'll also see which campaigns are performing better than others. You'll see your main KPIs, whether they're up or down from the week prior. So impressions, clicks, average cost per click, and cost. We'll see the exact search terms that were used to convert and click, and we'll see the quality score out of 10 for each of those keywords. We'll also be able to see a targeted location report and see the main KPIs of each location we're targeting. This is very helpful, even just from a business standpoint. You'll be able to see where your customers are manifesting and where the best place to sell your product is. And finally, probably my favorite part of the report is your auction insight report. So how often are you placing above your competitors? How often are your competitors outranking you? You'll see the overlap rates, impression shares, and top of page rate of you and all your competitors, which is super cool. So without further ado, let's get into some actual case studies here of what we've been able to do in the past for some of our clients. So the first account we managed was a clothing and fashion brand based out in Pakistan. And before we took over, this client had a very low conversion rate and was not happy with the ROAS he was receiving every week. So basically, we performed A/B tests and optimized campaigns, including Performance Max, discovery campaigns. We isolated assets, and we used a generic search campaign as well, obviously. Starting to get more sales instantly, and with daily optimizations, we actually improved our cost per sales to grow revenue. So we increased the sales value to 222%. We increased the conversion rate to 12%, increased ROAS by 800%, and the actual overall ROAS for this client for that month was 23x, or 2,314%. So we changed $4,300 to just over $100,000 in that single month. Account number 2, this was in the food and beverage niche. They sell chocolates and nuts. Before we took over, this client was receiving very few conversions and wanted to grow revenue to the same daily budget. So they wanted to use the same daily budget they were using, and they just wanted us to simply grow revenue from that budget. So we performed A/B tests and organized the targeting and assets. We mainly used shopping and Performance Max strategies for this client. After our changes and daily optimizations, we increased their sales value to 27%, reduced their cost per sales by 47%, increased their ROAS by 167%, and the overall ROAS for that month was 5,433%. So 54x. That was an amazing month. $300 was changed to almost $16,000. Last but not least here, we also managed a luxury household item business based in the UK. So selling lamps, candles, curtains, what have you. Before we took over, this client had very low traffic as well as sales on Google. We ran Google ads sending traffic to promote all of their pages, and we started to spend more than £335 a day. So we increased their sales by 150%, reduced their cost per sales by 13%, increased their conversion rate by 5%, and the overall ROAS was 634%. So we changed just over 10,000 pounds to just over 63,000 pounds. So that was a great month as well. So as you can see, guys, with this, there's infinite upside and zero downside. You're not paying us a management fee up front to hopefully get you results, right? Like I said, we have to garner you a 2x ROI within a 30-day slope before we start even getting a performance. And we do this by a case-by-case basis. So we see what your business revenue is per month, and we'll gauge what performance fee we'd like to take from sales generated after a 2x. So please, guys, schedule a strategy session with us, and we can give you a thorough Google Ads audit on your brand already, show you what you're doing wrong. Even if you don't want to work with us, there's huge value in this meeting. So please don't be afraid to book. Should be a button below this video. And since you guys did stick to the end, I will be sending you that Google Ads checklist. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this case study, and I really do hope to meet with you soon. All the best to you. Thank you.